So there's another intensifying heat wave, another heat dome, basically that's settling over the Southwest. Heat warnings, or heat alerts, I should say, are up for 112 million people in the US as of this morning. From the Atlantic to the Pacific coast, nearly all of Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Missouri, Nevada, California, Arizona. Parts of Texas are coming off the hottest June on record. The water around Florida is being described as being hot tub-like in the mid to upper 90s. Like the whole ocean for miles. That's not okay. Fish don't appreciate that. Again, 1 billion people, I'll remind you. Death Valley, one of the world's hottest spots, you won't be surprised to find out, is predicted to see temperatures climb into the 129 to 132 degrees Fahrenheit range. If it exceeds 130, it would be a new global all-time high temperature record. Like anywhere, anytime, the hottest it's ever been. So yes, again, this is fine. Just remind everyone, after about 104 degrees Fahrenheit, the ability of the human body to cool itself off using sweat is severely compromised, particularly for particularly young and particularly old people. So that is why you see so many deaths after that point. And when it lasts over such a big area for literally weeks, and when you have such a spotty energy grid that even if you have access to AC, you might lose that. This is not sustainable, everyone. And look, me saying that means effectively nothing. But when like a senior scientist at the Woodwell Climate Research Center literally says, we're seeing temperatures exceed those that can support life, certain places are becoming uninhabitable. And some of those places are in the United States. Maybe we should do something. Maybe we should kick people like Ted Cruz out of the Senate. Now, along the way, a lot of people just trying to do their jobs are being harmed as well. We want to give you an update on a strike. This is the first ever Amazon delivery driver strike. So in Southern California, 84 delivery drivers joined the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, negotiating the first union contract among any Amazon workers in the country. And by the way, since late June, they've been on an indefinite strike. And here are some of the reasons that they say that this is necessary. They say that they have to make sometimes up to 400 stops per day. Sometimes, Raj Singh, a driver, says sometimes it reaches 135 degrees in the rear of the truck and there's no cooling system. It feels like an oven when you step back there. You instantly start feeling woozy. And it's gotten to the point where I've actually seen stars. And of the very small amount of breaks that you get, like a 15-minute break, they often have to skip those because they're given such an egregious number of stops that they have to do that they would obviously fall behind if they took their breaks to cool off. And so they have to skip the breaks, and they have to do like mandatory overtime just to do the number of stops that is mandated at that point. And after raising all of this, they gave a list of their demands. Amazon responded and made a compromise. They gave them 2 16-ounce bottles of water a day. And that's it.
Wow.
That's it. 135 degrees. Can you conceive of having to do that? 400 stops in a day, River.
I mean, look, the 135 degrees. I used to do screen printing years ago, and you literally stand behind an oven. So I can conceive of that, and that's like a shame. This is like, it's obscene. It's truly obscene. But the 400 stops a day, like I can't actually like wrap my mind around how one is capable of doing that. Like anywhere, like where I live, it's like just the amount of traffic that you have to deal with, and stopping and starting and this and that. Like I can't actually conceive of. Like to me, 100 stops is too much. So I'm like, how is 400 even possible? Like that's.
I don't understand it. Yeah, I see someone in the chat is saying, offer bottles of cold water to your delivery drivers. Yeah, that does seem like a pretty good idea. Like it's not sustainable, and they know that, by the way. It's just like with their actual warehouses. They know that nobody's gonna do this job for 3 years, but they also know that they can burn someone out take them out like a faulty spark plug and just put another person in there knowing that they will burn out. And honestly, the burnout is kind of a benefit because if you're only there for 12 months and then a new person replaces you and a new person replaces you, you're probably not gonna organize. They don't have to worry about promoting you or paying you anymore because you're never gonna have seniority. So all of this is very much by design. But there are some great deals on Prime Day, so maybe it all equals out in the end, who's to say?
Yeah.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.